Looking for a pair of shoes? Les Up Stores has a wide range of selection for unisex footwear. We have the best quality of all brands at pocket-friendly prices and we make deliveries countrywide. Just place your order or reach us on 0772 08 0090. You can also check up at Les Up Stores on all our social media platforms. Les Up, craft your own footprints. Hi Rogers, can I ask you something?
Shoot.
What does corruption mean?
Well, summarily, corruption is abuse of public power for personal gain or for the benefit of a group to which one owes allegiance. For example, when a public office is abused by an official accepting or soliciting a bribe. By the way, private people can be corrupt too, like bribing police officers to escape fines.
Okay. So exactly how does that concern me?
Well, do you pay taxes?
I guess yeah. What does that have to do with this?
Everything. Because those taxes you pay are supposed to facilitate services you use, like water, electricity, roads construction, medicines in hospitals, name it.
Okay, that is much bigger than I thought. But it can be stopped, right?
Well, yes it can, although it may not be as easy as it sounds. And here is the reason why. Corruption roots are grounded in our country's social, political, economic, bureaucratic traditions and policies.
So, what has kept it going this long? I mean, why don't we stop it?
Well, the main reason why it has been here for so long is because institutions are weak, either as a result of poorly defined ethical standards of public service, weak administrative and financial systems, or ineffective watchdog agencies.
What can we do to stop it?
At a national level, we must focus on strengthening the independence and effectiveness of public institutions that fight corruption. At a personal level, we must commit to never giving a bribe.
I promise I'll never give a bribe.
Well, that's a great decision you have made. Me and you now have to spread this message to all our friends. If we all do our part, corruption will be no more.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk.
Are you craving for that special meal that will entice your taste buds and leave you with lasting thrilling memories? Look no further. Spice Island Bulenga has got your answer. Natural, fresh and delicious juice, the best meals. Don't miss our daily specials from Monday to Sunday. Pizza Wednesday, Saturday Pizza Bonanza, you buy one and take two. Come dine with us and feel the experience. We are located at Prime Shopping Center in Bulenga, Mitiana Road. For inquiries, call us on 0704 11 1720. Spice Island, we treat your cravings.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Amachama malungi gumunanga akedde naffe olunaku olwaleero olunaku lwakuna nnaku z'omwezi tubala 10 tuli mwezi ogw'omunaana omwaka 2023. Program gyogenda maaso n'okubanga olaba eyitibwa The Mighty Drive era ng'ebeerawo okuva ku lunaku olw'Emmande okutuuka olwokutaano ziba ssaawa 2 ez'okumakya okutuukira ddala ku ssaawa 4 ez'akalasamayanzi. Akanyomero ke tulimu ke Mighty Global News Updates era nga ngenda kubanga nkwa ebimu ku ebyo ebikoze amawulire wano mu ggwanga Uganda oboolyawo n'ebitundu by'eggwanga ebyenjawulo naawe osobola okubanga ate otegeera amawulire agabadde mu bitundu ebyenjawulo gy'otaasobodde kubanga ate obeera. Nkwaniriza nze era nga nze omumbejja Luwedde Lilian okubanga nkutuusaako akanyomero kano naye nga bwe tunaaba tumaliriza tugenda kubanga twegattibwako abakulu okuli Ddumba Lawrence era ng'ono director Elsa Africa okonno gatako omukulu James Mulumba ono wa programs era still Elsa Africa bagenda kuba batubuulira impact ya Elsa Africa wana ate mu ggwanga erya Uganda tuyongera okubanga tugitegeera biki bye bakola so beerako omukulu Roger Studio habwe ajja kubanga ate abakutuusaako owulire nno munnange ensonga nga bwe bagenda okubanga bazitaanya era nga bwe banaaba munnange batuuse ojja kubanga osobola okubanga oteesa ng'oyita ku pages zaffe The Alternative Uganda ne Digitalk TV ku Facebook ate naawe osobola okubeera ekitundutundu ku programu eno era we banaawunzikira ndowooza ojja kubaako bingi nnyo ate by'onaaba otegedde ngenda kubanga nkuwa amawulire ag'olunaku olwaleero oba ebimu ku ebyo ebikoze amawulire ate naawe osobole okubanga munnange obitegeera ngenda kubanga ntandika ate ne bank ey'ensi yonna era ng'eno nno munnange yayimiriza bunnambiro obuyambi bwebadde wa Uganda oba ate ne Uganda okubanga munnange yeewola bino nno we bijjidde nga mu mwaka guno gwennyini mu mwezi ogwokutaano omukulembeze w'eggwanga General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni ate yasayininga ku tteeka munnange ery'ebisiyaga era nga kino nno munnange kyekyaviiriddeko okuba nti banki y'ensi yonna ate tegenda kubanga munnange wa Uganda ensimbi zonna munnange ssente ezibadde ziva mu banki ey'ensi yonna zibadde nga oba obuyambi bwe tubadde tufuna bubadde nga ate bulina sectors ez'enjawulo munnange ze bukolako nga muno mulimu ebyobulamu mulimu ebyenjigiriza n'ebyenkulaakulana so zino nno abatunuulizi b'ensonga bagamba nti ze zigenda okusinga ate okukosebwa oluvannyuma ate olwa banki y'ensi yonna munnanga okubanga eyimiriza bunnambiro okuwola eggwanga erya Uganda so ezo ensonga nno nazo bwe zityo ate bwe zirabise naye nga munnange kinajjukirwa nti embalirira y'omwaka guno gwe tuli mu 2023-2024 bwe yasomebwa munnange kyalaga nti ettundutundu ery'ensimbi ezigenda okubanga zikozesebwa munnange zakwewolebwa mu banki y'ensi yonna naye nga ate yo munnange banki y'ensi yonna tegenda kubanga etuwola bwe nabadde mpitayitamuko ku nsonga eno okwongera okutangazaamu munnange banki y'ensi yonna bo bagamba nti newankubadde nga ebimu ku bigendererwa byabwe kwe kubanga eradicatinga oba bagoba obwavu ate munnange ku lukalu mu nsi yonna munnange ezimu ku nsonga bo ze batakkiririzaamu ate kwe kutyoboola eddembe ly'obuntu nga bagamba nti etteeka lino ery'ebisiyaga omukulembeze w'eggwanga lyateekako omukono gye buvuddeko munnange lirinnyirira eddembe ly'obuntu era nga munnange kino kikontradictinga ne World Bank Group values era munnange wano nno we basinzidde okuba nti tewali buyambi oba ssente zonna ze bagenda kubanga bawa eggwanga erya Uganda era kitegeeza nti funding yonna eri frozen ate okutuusa nga munnange abakulu wano mu ggwanga Uganda ba providing adequate policy munnange eno nno nga yakuprotectinga ba minorities omwo nno mwe muli bano aba LGBTQ ate n'ebirala ebigenda oba ebigwa mu kkowe eyo so ezo n'ensonga nazo bwe zityo bwe ziyimiridde katonda gye binaggwera ffe tujja kubanga ate tubibawa mu bujjuvu awo nno nvuddewo ngenze mu kibiina ekya Forum for Democratic Change ebyayo tetunnamanya oba binaaterera budde ki naye nga nabyo biibyo bitambula bwe bityo oluvannyuma ate olwa press conference eyabadde ku kitebe ky'ekibiina enajja nankumbi olunaku olw'eggulo era ng'eno nno munnange yakulembeddwamu Dr. Frank Nabwiso era ng'ono nno y'omu ku baali kakiiko ate akali mu kunoonyereza ku ssente ze bayita dirty money. Ensonga nno zino zifuuse nnamulanda nga mabeere gambwa nga zaatandika olunaku Honorable Ibrahim Ssemujju ne banne bwe baali ku sharing hall ensambya ne babaako ensonga ez'enjawulo ze boogerako nti waliwo ssente oba oliawo ezitamanyiddwa gye zaava ezayingira mu kibiina era nga munnange kigambibwa mbu Honorable Nathan Nandala Mafaabi era nga ye Secretary General w'ekibiina y'omu kuba y'omu ku bafuna essente ezo era nga kigambibwa nti n'omukulembeze w'ekibiina Engineer Patrick Oboya Moriat munnange ono nno yafunako omutemwa mbu gwe yakozesa mu kulonda okwa 2021. Omu ku baali abakulembeze b'ekibiina kino okumalira ddala ekiseera njogera ku Richard Kana Dr. Kizza Besigye yavaayo still n'atangaza ku nsonga y'emu era n'ategeeza nti alipoota munnange okuva mu kakiiko akaali kateekebwawo bwe n'abanga efulumye ate naye ajja oba oli awo kubaako ensonga endala z'ayogera ku kye bayita dirty money. Wabula Secretary General w'ekibiina Nathan Nandala Mafabi naye yavaayo n'atangaza ku nsonga eno okundogatako n'omukulembeze w'ekibiina ekya Forum for Democratic Change. Wabula ensonga zirabika nga tezinnaggwa sabbiiti eno yennyini gye tulimu. Retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye yatuuza olukuŋŋaana lwa bannamawulire wali e Katonga era nga yalambulula ku nsonga ez'enjawulo. Omwo mwe yayisiza olugaayu mu alipoota ate yali esomeddwa Dr. Frank Nabwiso okusinziira ku kunoonyereza kwe baali bakoze ku ezo ssente ezigambibwa okuba nti zaayingira mu kibiina zibagamba nti zaava ew'omukulembeze w'eggwanga. So oluvannyuma lw'olukuŋŋaana lwa bannamawulire olwo ate olunaku olw'eggulo Dr. Frank Nabwiso studio yatuzza olukuŋŋaana lwa bannamawulire ku kitebe ky'ekibiina enajja nankumbi n'alambulula ku nsonga ez'enjawulo era nga munnange ngenda kubanga nkubuulira ebimu ku ebyo ate munnange ebyabadde mu press conference eyo era nga Dr. Frank Nabwiso yategeezezza nti Retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye yalemererwa okubanga abalaga obukakafu munnange okubamatiza nti ddala kituufu ssente zino zaava mu State House era yategeezezza nti Retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye yalemwa okubabuulira omuntu omutuufu oba yalemwa okubabuulira omuntu eyamuwa bwino ono ali mu State House era nga yagamba nti bwe kiba kisoboka oba oli awo omuntu oyo basobola okubanga munnange bamubuuza akana n'akataano oba oli awo ku ebyo ate ebyogero era n'ategeeza nti munnange ekyo kituufu nti ssente Nathan Nandala Mafabi Secretary General w'ekibiina azetwalira Dr. Kizza Besigye ate nno munnange nti si ssente ze zimu ate Besigye ze yamuddiza era munnange ono nno era n'anenya Secretary General w'ekibiina okubanga munnange ssente yaziwa ate Dr. Kizza Besigye nga waliwo munnange treasurer w'ekibiina era ekyo munnange nakyo yakimunenyereza era n'ategeeza nti ye Engineer Patrick Oboya Moriat yakkiriza nti munnange yafuna obukadde 280 okuva ewa Nathan Nandala Mafabi era nga munnange zino nno yazifuna okubanga azeeyambisa ate mu kunoonya akalulu k'obwa president mu kalulu ke twakakuba amabega aka 2021. Ensonga ezo n'ali agadde ate tuwulire bulungi nnyo okuva ewa producer bw'anaaba nga atuteereddeyo tuwulire ate ebimu ku ebyo ebigambo Dr. Frank Nabwiso byayogedde omwabadde n'okuba nti munnange Dr. Kizza Besigye yeegendereza okuba nti munnange tayogera bingi nnyo nti kiyinza kino okutattana erinnya lya teryazimbidde ebbanga okunnogattako n'ebyo ebirungi byakoledde ekibiina era n'ategeeza nti Dr. Kizza Besigye awamu ne POA okwonoona ogatta ne Secretary General bakyetaagibwa ddala mu kibiina okusobola okulaba nti ate beeyongerayo bulungi nnyo. Katufune ate eddoboozi lino then ate nkwongereyo mu bimu ku ebyo ebirala ate ebyakoze amawulire.
Somebody may think that we don't have even the brains to interpret our terms of reference. That is his opinion. But that's what we did. You were not here when I said that even World Bank reports, they are criticized. It is also true that Honorable Muriat admitted to us that he indeed obtained shillings 280 million from Mafabi for his presidential campaign. We are sad that the president is undermining his own legacy. And we want to appeal to him on our bended knees that he does not do that. Somebody may think that we...
Kakati oyo nno ye Dr. Frank Nabwiso bwe yabadde atangaza ate ku nsonga ez'ekibiina obaolyawo n'alipoota munnange eyo eyafulumizibwa. Munnange ekyayisiza press conference eno ate ndooza bye bimu ku ebyo by'osobodde okuba nga owulira, wabula ate nga munnange ensonga endala yabadde to respond to some allegations which some of the senior FDC leaders have made against the SEC. Akono ke kakiiko akateekebwawo okunoonyereza ku ekyo kye bayita data money. Munnange ensonga endala to reiterate some of the recommendations we proposed to make FDC stronger in the future, particularly in the next 30 months, that is September 2023 to December 2025, before the next fraudulent general elections in January 2026. Wabula ng'ensonga ey'okuna yabadde egamba nti to remind Ugandans that political liars and fraudsters are found in and political parties in Uganda. Kakati ezo zimu ku nsonga lwaki olukuŋŋaana luno lwayitiddwa olunaku olw'eggulo okutangaaza ku bimu ku ebyo ate munnange abakulu mu kibiina kino bye bazze boogerako ku kunoonyereza obaolyawo n'alipoota eyafulumizibwa ku ekyo kye bayita data money. Wabula mu buufu obwo nno munnange waliwo abakulu ate nno munnange abaatwaliddwa oba bayitiddwa mu kakiiko akakwasisa empisa mu kibiina ekya Forum for Democratic Change. Ngenda kuba nno nga munnange nkuwa details ezikwatagana ku ggulire eryo naye nga mu bo mwe muli Road Mayor wa Kampala Salonge Lyas Lukwago, munnange Honorable Ibrahim Semujunganda, Honorable Mubarak Munyagwa n'abalala bangi nnyo bano nno bayitiddwa mu disciplinary committee okubanga munnange ate babuuzibwa akanana akataano ku ebyo bye bazze boogera obaolyawo n'enneeyisa yaabwe. Naye nga sinaba kubanga nkuwa amannya gonna kugamalayo, kasooke tuwulire Lord Mayor Salonge Lyas Lukwago ate ye bwe yayanukudde ku nsonga eno obaolyawo n'abamu ku abo abayitiddwa mu kakiiko akakwasisa empisa.
Agenze ng'ekifo kiri vakanti neke netunulira akawaayiro namba 3 ssemateeka waali ow'ekibiina buli omu asobola okwesomera akawaayiro namba 3 kyekoogera nti singa delegates conference tesobola kutuula neke yejja okutuula ejjuze ekifo kyonna ekifo olinze vakanti ekyereere. Kakati kyagamba yamenya ssemateeka oyo ye nanteekawo nampagikawo bwomu anengeza era nja kumusaba poa ayina okuneetondera. Tayinza kuŋŋamba nti gwe wannonda nti era nsavingira ku maseye ekyo tekiriiyo. Talina buyinza bunnonda, talina buyinza bungoba.
Okugula ensi ku ekyo aleetawo kiro kitwala omunaku baani abajulizi abakulu mu ebyo abano kati nabo kambateeka ngambe nabo mbaguddeko emisango neerimbirira nti yatulonda po atalina buyinza bulonda neeke memba wa ddoomu tasobola.
Nze ŋŋaanye okubeera maaya mujja kuteeka omutwe gwange mu musenyu nefuule mbu sina kyendaba byendaba nja byogera mu kaatu oba bantwala mu disciplinary committee nja gendayo era nja kwedifendinga.
Baagala kuwugula bantu kuva ku nsonga enkulu bammemba b'ekibiina ne Uganda ezibatadde ku ggwagi. Dr. Besigye yavuddeyo ne serial number n'azifulumya nga zaaviira ddala mu Bank of Uganda. Mu Uganda ani alina akawunti mukulu Nandala alina akawunti egenda paka mu Bank of Uganda ng'aba wa kitalo. Oteekwa kubanga oli wero connected ng'oli munene okufuna ssente ziva mu Bank of Uganda ne zijja butereevu n'ozisitula mu kibokisi n'ozitwala. Oteekeddwa okubanga oli munene. So egyo gye misango gye balina okuwoza.
Abasigaddemu akategeera naye engeri ebintu gye bigendamu ndowooza abaaba wa ssente okudivertinga FDC batwala ne endowooza yaabwe nti tebasobola kulizoninga.
Oyo omukulu ye muzi w'emisango nambe mu kibiina oyo poa ne munne Nandala be bazibe emisango ababiri neera emisango gye tuyina egijuza akasero ku kibiina awo egirinza olukiiko olukulu olw'ekibiina lusalewo National Delegates Conference abo babiri osanga poa ne Nandala osanga muga gumu ebiro gulimu others still at large.
Agenze
weewaawo abo be bamu ku bakulu ate munnange be basindise mu kakiiko akakwasisa empisa. Honorable Lyas Lukwago oyo nno nga ye Deputy President, Honorable Ibrahim Semujunganda ye Secretary wa Information ne Publicity, Honorable Kennedy Okedo ono ne Deputy Secretary for Presidency, Dr. George Okello Ekware, Deputy Secretary for Mobilization, Mr. Samuel Mahoka, yes, Womjenyi, ye Deputy International and Regional Affairs, Mr. Amon Yesigemwe Rubarema, Ononga is Secretary for Works and Transport, Okono Gatako Honorable Mubarak Mojagwa, Irango Nomunanga Secretary for Mobilization. Mebono, abasindikidda mu kakiiko akakwasisa empisa oboolyawo bongere okubanga babanoonyerezaako ku neeyisa yaabo oboolyawo n'ebimu ku ebyo bye bazze boogera. So ezo ensonga nazo gye zinaggwera tujja kweyongera okubanga tuzibatuusaako. Awo njagala nveewo ate neeyongereyo munnange ku kabenje akaagudde ate emanaafa era nga kano nno munnange akafiiriddemu omuyizi omu ng'amannya ye Thomas Naminai ono nga yabadde wa myaka 16 era nga yabadde asoma kibiina ate munnange kya mukaaga. Akabenje kano munnange kaagudde mu kabuga ak'Ekkufu mu Manaafa era nga lorry oba ate munnange emmotoka eyattata yabadde etisseeko abayizi abasobera ddala mu 100 era nga munnange omu bwe yafudde abalala 116 baddusiddwa ate mu ddwaliro okubanga munnange bafuna obujjanjabi era nga kigambibwa nti ekyaviiriddeko ate munnange emmotoka eno okugwa nti kwabadde kuvugisa kimama era nga munnange abayizi abo balumiziddwa byansusa. Abamu balumiziddwa bafunye obuvune ku mitwe, abalala emikono gyamenyesa oboolyawo n'abalala amagulu ate munnange ne gamenyeka. Wabula Ministry y'ebyenjigiriza yali yavaayo munnange neewera ate okutambuliza abayizi ate ku lorries oba ku bimotoka bino munnange oluvannyuma lw'akabenje akagwawo ebbanga eriiseeko era nga munnange kano akakoseza ddala abayizi aba St. Henry's High School ekinonne era nga munnange ekyo kyali kyawerebwa dda wabula bo abasomesa oboolyawo n'abatwala amasomero ag'enjawulo bakyagenda mu maaso n'okubanga munnange bakola ebikolwa nga bino. Abayizi babadde basomero lya Nakupa Primary School era nga munnange lino lisangibwa Manaafa. Babadde bava mu competitions ez'okuyimba era nga akabenje kano munnange katuuseewo ng'ate bavaayo. So tusaba munnange abavuga ebidduka okubanga mwegendereza naye nga tusaba omwoyo gw'omugenzi Mukama Katonda agulamuze kisa n'abo abafunye ebisago ate Mukama Katonda asobole okubanga abasuusa. Njagala kubanga mpunzika updates zange ez'olunaku olwaleero ne story eya Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development njogera ku Honorable Betty Amongi. Ono nno yalagidde ba RDCs ate munnange ne ba commissioner oba ba labor commissioners ba labor officers mu Central Uganda ate munnange okunoonyereza ku makampani oba n'ebitongole ebyenjawulo okukakasa nti abakozi bonna abaliyo munnange bayina written contracts era nga munnange nno kino nno bakikola n'okubanga banoonyereza ku makampani ago ate agatawaayo nsako y'abakozi oba giyite NSSF. Munnange ono nno bwe yabadde amiitinga ba RDCs konno ne ba LC5 ba chairpersons awamu ne ba labor inspectors bwe bubaka bwe yabawadde abonna ab'omu Central Region wano mu Kampala era nga munnange yawooninze n'abo bonna abakozesa oba aba bosses abanalemererwa okubanga bawa ensako obateekayo ensako y'abakozi baabwe munnange bano nno nti bajja kubanga bakolebwako nga obuyinza bwe bulagirwa oba obaolyawo n'okubanga munnange basibibwa. Ensonga nno zino eza NSSF n'okuba nti abakozi buli mukozi alina okubanga asasula oba nga ateekayo ensako y'abakozi nazo zekyali bwe zito gye zinabazigweredde ffe tujja kuba tweyongera okubanga tuzibatuusaako ate naawe osobole okubanga bingi nnyo by'otegeera naye nga inspection eno egenda kubanga egendera ddala mu maaso okulaba amakampani ne organizations ate zitasasula nsako y'abakozi n'okwegalasa nti buli mukozi alina ate contract ku mulimu gy'akolera. So ebyo nabyo bwe bityo bwe biyimiridde ku ddakiika 24 ezakata ku saa 2 ez'amakya g'olunaku olwaleero tugendagenda mu kummulamuko bwe tukomawo Mighty Drive egenda kubanga egenda mu maaso era ng'omukulu Rogers Studio Hub ajja kubanga yegattibwako abakulu babiri okuli Mr. Ddumba Lawrence awamu n'omukulu James Mulumba ate basobole okubanga battaanya ku nsonga za Elsa Africa naffe butabo tusobola okubanga tugiganyulwa mutummulamuko katono nnyo The Mighty Drive ekyagenda mu maaso.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Hi Rogers, can I ask you something?
Shoot.
What does corruption mean?
Well, summarily, corruption is abuse of public power for personal gain or for the benefit of a group to which one owes allegiance. For example, when a public office is abused by an official accepting or soliciting a bribe. By the way, private people can be corrupt too, like bribing police officers to escape fines.
Okay. So exactly how does that concern me?
Well, do you pay taxes?
I guess, yeah. What does that have to do with this?
Everything. Because those taxes you pay are supposed to facilitate services you use, like water, electricity, roads construction, medicines in hospitals, name it.
Okay, that is much bigger than I thought. But it can be stopped, right?
Well, yes, it can, although it may not be as easy as it sounds. And here is the reason why. Corruption roots are grounded in our country's social, political, economic, bureaucratic traditions and policies.
So, what has kept it going this long? I mean, why don't we stop it?
Well, the main reason why it has been here for so long is because institutions are weak, either as a result of poorly defined ethical standards of public service, weak administrative and financial systems, or ineffective watchdog agencies.
What can we do to stop it?
At a national level, we must focus on strengthening the independence and effectiveness of public institutions that fight corruption. At a personal level, we must commit to never giving a bribe.
I promise I'll never give a bribe.
Well, that's a great decision you have made. Me and you now have to spread this message to all our friends. If we all do our part, corruption will be no more.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk.
Are you craving for that special meal that will entice your taste buds and leave you with lasting thrilling memories? Look no further. Spice Island Bulenga has got your answer. Natural, fresh and delicious juice, the best meals. Don't miss our daily specials from Monday to Sunday. Pizza Wednesday, Saturday Pizza Bonanza, you buy one and take two. Come dine with us and feel the experience. We are located at Prime Shopping Center in Bulenga, Mitiana Road. For inquiries, call us on 0704111720. Spice Island, we treat your cravings. Looking for a pair of shoes? Les Hub Stores has a wide range of selection for unisex footwear. We have the best quality of all brands at pocket-friendly prices, and we make deliveries countrywide. Just place your order or reach us on 0772 080090. You can also check up at Les Hub Stores on all our social media platforms. Les Hub, craft your own footprints.
Go to the church, though.
Tawali man, what's up?
Man, can you imagine people just dump everywhere? Someone drinks water and throws the bottle wherever.
Come on, Rogers. What else do you expect people to do with an empty bottle?
Simanya now, Bikoda. Did you know that plastics take at least 450 years to decompose?
What? That's a long time.
Exactly. Because plastics are made out of a lightweight and flexible material that doesn't decompose easily. And plastics everywhere in the environment cause plastic pollution.
What is plastic pollution now?
It is the accumulation of plastic waste in the environment, like bottles, polythene bags, straws. All of these contribute to plastic pollution.
I have been using them without knowing their effect.
Yeah, a lot of people have. Plastics are a danger to the ecosystem, both on land and in water.
So how can we overcome this problem? Is there something we can do?
Oh yes, we can reduce by minimizing the use of plastics, reuse by repurposing them, or recycle by collecting and processing them into new products.
Everyone wants to change the world, but no one wants to change themselves for the world.
How about we change our habits for the world?
And it starts with me and you.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to today's edition of the Mighty Drive. My name is Roger Studiawe. It's a very great privilege and honor to be here with you this morning. I want to first of all thank Lillian for giving us the updates of the issues that are happening in and around the communities where we come from. As we always say here, every time I come, I tell you that those are the things that determine how we live our lives. When you are informed, your decisions are informed, and you know how to live collectively in this society. So we thank you, Lillian. Thank you so much for giving us those updates. Now, today, we're going to be talking about a particular institution called Elsa Africa. They're going to tell us, first of all, why Elsa, what does Elsa mean? But we're going to be talking about what exactly do they do, what impact do they do. They do great stuff in the communities, mostly in the countryside, not in the urban here in Kampala particularly. Or maybe they do, they'll explain that. We're going to look at a number of those things, and they do great stuff, by the way, because even when it may not seem so grand at the national scale, it does make impact in society. One late Bishop Desmond Tutu said that do your little bit of good where you are. It's a combination of those bits of good that overwhelm the world. So those are the things that these folks are doing, and so we're going to get some deep detail, understand what they do, and how, if you're someone who qualifies to benefit from some of the activities and cohorts at that, how can you be a part of it? How can you get and learn from them? How can you participate? If you are a support and you have some support you'd like to contribute to them, how can you do that? But that, of course, begins from knowing exactly what they do so you are able to participate. So I'm going to give them an opportunity to introduce themselves one after another, just for you to understand who they are, and then we'll get right into it. Good morning, sir. I'll begin with you. Yeah, if you could just introduce yourself to our viewers. And
I'm Ddumba Lawrence. I'm the team leader of Elsa Africa. Elsa Africa is Education for Life and Social Action. We started in 2017. Up to now, we started in Jinja and other parts of Uganda. I'm with my colleague, James Mulumba. I think you can talk.
Okay. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for being with us. If you could also take it in.
I'm James Mulumba. I'm director, Elsa Africa. I'm also coach. In Kwadibo. There is a sport called Kwadibo in Uganda. So I'm one of those few people who can train it. And another one, I'm a mushroom grower. But due to COVID, there are some challenges which came up and I stopped being a farmer, but I also teach people how to grow those mushrooms, especially oyster mushrooms. Those are the ones which I have idea about because I started them when I was a little bit young. So we are here today to discuss about so many things, about our organization generally, what we do, what we engage in, how can people help us. So specifically, we should be talking about such, like how we have said, we started in 2017. Specifically, We were by that time in Jinja. The reason why we were in Jinja, by that time most of our colleagues and volunteers were situated in that place in Jinja. So it could be easy to run this organization smoothly. But due to so many factors, we had to change and shift from Jinja to Wakiso and Kampala.
Oh, okay. First of all, just to get a bit of perspective, and feel free to use both languages.
No problem.
So that they can
understand.
Yeah, they can understand. So first of all, you begin in 2017.
Yes.
To begin with, before you even began, why was it necessary? Why did you think it was important to come up with this thing? What was the issue at the time that prompted you guys to start? You feel like you need to do this whole Elsa, is it foundation? Elsa Africa. Elsa Africa. Yeah.
Okay, first of all, as you know, wabawo olumu lwolaba abantu nga balina kye bakola. Kati ekizibu ky'ensi eno na lwaki twatandika nti there are some things which people do nga you don't agree with.
Yes.
Nga go you have a way how you want to do your things. Nga tetosobola kugenda mu kitongole kya muntu oba nga atandise ekintu kye n'otandika omulagira. Specifically, our goals and focus mainly was to center about women, teen mothers, and youth. We wanted to focus on them specifically, give them that attention.
Why them?
Because in Uganda, according to research, the percentage, they are bigger than the adults, which is true.
Yes, it is.
So, for the betterment of tomorrow, our focus has to majorly focus on them. So that we can have a good tomorrow. When you decide to focus on people above 30 and beyond, you'll be not preparing tomorrow, Uganda for tomorrow. So that is one of the challenges we have even now. Have we prepared these boys, these girls, and other people for tomorrow? All not. So we had to put emphasis and focus on that issue.
Mr. Ddumba, you are the director also? You both are directors?
Yes.
Right? Okay. So you both founded it?
Exactly.
Okay. So Mr. Ddumba, what do you do at Elsa in a nutshell? There's another individual joining us for the first time who has probably never heard about Elsa or what they do. And maybe they come from a vulnerable community that would benefit very much from some of the initiatives that you put on board. What is Elsa? What do you do at Elsa?
Actually, at Elsa, what we do mostly, we empower young girls, teen mothers, and women.
Okay.
Biki tusinga obengagingamu. Ekisooka tubengagingamu skills. Nti tusooka netukola needs assessment, netujja mu communities, netwogera nammwe buli omu kiki osobola okukola. Kubanga twakizuula nti abantu okuyamba abantu tekyetaaga muntu nti olina ssente nnyingi nnyo. Abantu abamu balina ebintu bye basobola okukola naye nga abamu beetaaga just market. Kati ffe tugamba bayambye tutya nti katujje tubawe skills. Bw'oba olina kyoyagala netukuleetera obukugu ne bakuyambako. Kati abakyala abo obusanga abakyala mu byalo eyo gye tubeera eyo Ejjinja nga Budondo eyo mu communities gye tubeera nti obasingana nga balina ebintu bye bakola n'ebikomaawo community level kaffe ne tugamba nedda
ate ng'oluusi bintu birungi
by'amaanyi era nga neno Kampala tubyetaaga nnyo naye nga tetubawadde mukisa ogwo ku exposinga bintu bye bakola ki bye bakola kati ffe nga Elsa ne tusalawo ne tugamba katukole ki katugende ekyokubiri nti waliwo abaana abawala kati nga abaafuna embuto mu covid abajja abaana abo naddala ejjinja eyo kati nga ku kyalo Budondo waliwo abaana lwaki njogera ku Budondo kubanga we wali base yaffe okusinga nti abaana abo baafuna embuto mu covid naye abasinga jjukira bafuna tebeeyagalidde just it was the situation that forced them nti abaana abo bwe bafuna embuto baalina okuweebwa omukisa omulala kati netumanya nti abaana batukoze tutya ne tukwatagana n'essomero erya New Hope eriri e Budondo ne tugamba abaana bano beetaaga okuweebwa omukisa ogwokubiri ekisooka baddizibweyo okusoma abaagala okusoma ne tugamba nti baddeyo bakontinuinge n'okusoma abatasobodde kusoma ne tugamba tukoze tutya nti tulina okubafunira vocational skills
sokozimemu katono akati awo so when you partner with this school ne mubazaayo ku ssomero abo ababeera batesobola mubaweerera fees how does that work
kati abaana abo mulimu omuntu kati nga bwolaba nti abantu mukyalo nga bwensoose okugamba nti balina ebintu bye basobola okukola era buli muntu fena buli muntu wali alina kyasobola okukola naye twetaaga just muntu ayinza kutuyambako nakuyambako n'otuuka ku level endala gy'otasobola kukola ki kuyamba kutuukako kati abaana abo nti we tugenda ne tugamba nti ono asobola okukola ki nti ono mulimi katumunoonyeza ensigo tumuwaaze ongera okukola ki okulima ebirime bye ate tumufunira akatale bw'aba asobola okuluka nti ye aluka kibbo naye tukugamba emphasis erina kubeera ku ki ku quality y'ebintu by'oluka osobola okompitinga n'abantu abalala abali mu katale ne tukufuna ebintu byebyo ne tubikutwalira ku katale ne tukuwa ssente zo n'obeera ng'okola ki kati ate ne tugenda mu masomero kati mu masomero omwo ate era gye tusanga abaana abalala nti abaana abo gye bali naye kati abaana abo bayambye otya okubeera nti tebagenda kugwa mu trap nga bano bannaabo gye bakola ki gye bagwamu kati nabo n'obasiŋŋaana ku ssomero nobaga tulina okwengeginga mu bintu bwe biti kati ate awo wetwagiramu n'ono Kwadibo nti Kwadibo tumugendako nga tuli mu masomero eyo training abaana ne tukola nti omwana bw'abanga alina ekintu ekimufuula bize tagenda nnyo kugenda mu bintu bino birala nnyo ate bigenda mutwala kukola byatakola ki bintu byataalikoze ebigenda ate omuteeka mu trap okumulemesa obulamu bwe obwo mu maaso nga kye tusinga okwagala tukyusiza tutya obulamu bw'Abaganda baffe kwatu ffenna tuli ba Luganda tuli bawamu naye tweyambye tutya nze nkuyambye ntya gwe nnyambye otya kuba nze kyemmanyi kyensobola gwe tokisobola ate naawe kyosobola nze sikola ki tokisobola naye twetaaga kweyambayamba kati ffe we tujjiramu wano ne tugamba tukoze tutya ne tujjaeyo gye muli mwenna abatulaba ne tugamba katubasiŋŋaaneyo gye muli tulabe nga ate tubateeka ku siteepu enki
eddako okay Mr. Mulumba, you did, when I was checking a bit of your website, I did see something about vulnerable children and all of that. You said you have some sort of orphanage or something, orphans. I saw a section that had orphans and vulnerable children. How do you do that? Is it also just a part of the schools that you help, you spot which ones are vulnerable, or do you have some sort of an initiative independent aside that you take them on and then give them some sort of skills for the vulnerable children particularly?
Mostly those vulnerable, we don't have specifically that, or we have any initiative specifically focused on them. But as you know, in community, when you find someone who is an orphan, most people in Uganda have a problem of HIV and AIDS stuff. When you come up with such a situation, you find someone, the parents suffered from AIDS, they died, he or she is an orphan, she doesn't have a hope, she doesn't know what will happen tomorrow, she doesn't know, she cannot feed herself, she cannot even get the simple basic things like clothes, like education, like other stuff.
Basic stuff.
Basic and simple ones. No, not luxury things, but basic simple things. So we had to think about them and give them that morale, give them that new hope. By doing so, when we go to communities and we encounter or find one, we make sure that first we look for sponsors, because as we financially we are not stable, but we look for volunteers, we look for scholarships from different schools, all people who have money to sponsor these boys and girls to go to school. If they are not willing to study, we can skill them with different things, like sewing, knitting, or growing mushrooms specifically. I can teach you how to grow mushrooms, and you feed yourself, you provide yourself with basic needs, or first things. So that is how we do, or that is how we deal with those orphans. When we encounter kids with HIV, we try to connect them with centers whereby they can get treatments, where they can get medicine. We talk to them as counseling and give them a new life.
Okay. So in your doing all of this, do you do in partnership? For example, we have the education programs by the government that are supposedly free. Of course, in some areas it's not entirely free. But do you partner with these kinds of people to also be able to help? I understand you have said that you look out for the opportunities of scholarship, for example, or if where that is not possible, you can look out for people who have the capacity to sponsor or provide the basic resources for them to be able to live and to go to school, to achieve the basic things of life. But do you, at any level, have an interaction with the government and how they can support you in this kind of cause, or like the local government at this level, because I think that's where you are? Does it get to that level, or is it mostly on you and some of the key private stakeholders?
Let me be open. We would want, but it is not as easy as you think. Here in Uganda, everything is political. That is one of the problems we have here. Everything is political. When you want to engage local governments, or sit down with them and agree, the first point is not all about helping. They ask, who are you? Why did you come here? Are you benefiting? Are you campaigning for someone? Who is the founder of this organization? Who is it behind? So they get to the things whereby it becomes very complicated to deal with them. Some have political affiliations. In order to get help from them,
you must have a political leaning.
Very good. You have to first support them. Or you have to first agree on certain things that come 2026, will you be there for me?
Should I support you now? Can you?
Yes. I give you this.
You give me that.
You give me this.
It's a give and take.
Whereby we cannot be affiliated with politics, because with an organization, it is something open.
It's a community thing.
Yes, we would not want to engage in such. We would want majorly to focus on helping, but we would welcome government and local governments and every partner willing, because we cannot do this alone. Impossible.
Okay. Mulumba, Ddumba, that's interesting.
James.
Lawrence. Okay, so Mr. Ddumba, for this time you have operated since 2017. That is also through the COVID season and all of that. How have you been able to get to this level? Where you are today? Well, that's not to say that you're entirely independent and then you can run the things alone. But how have you been able to sustain this thing for this far? And what would you say has been your reach, has been your achievement, have been like how has that happened thus far? Musobodde mute okubeerawo.
Ekisooka enkolagana gye tulina n'abantu ku community level n'abantu abalala ate abatusingako. Ngera mukulu bwayogedde tusakikola bwomu. Obulamu ina kubanga nga mukwataganira wamu nti agali awamu egaluma ennyama nga ebagamba. Nti bw'oba olina ky'osobola funa ate alina ky'otasobola mukolere wamu. Kati tubadde tukwatagana ne bannaffe ne mumanya nti twagala kukola ki nti omwana ono yava mu ssomero yeetaaga kukola ki nti yeetaaga kuddayo. Ne munoonya omuntu asobola okukola ki okumuyambako. Kati ng'ejjinja zaapeninga nnyo nti abaana abasinga abaafuna embuto bonna buli omu alina ensonga lwaki yafuna olubuto. Era buli omu alina sitoole yiye. Naye bw'oba oyogedde n'omuntu naawe kennyini bw'otuukayo n'oyogera nabo era ovaawo ogambye nti ono omwana mumumpe ngenda kukola ki ngenda mulabirira. Wadde nga tolina naye ate olaba nti ky'olina ekitono kisobola okukyusa obulamu bwe okusinza ku mbeera gye yakola ki. Kubanga abavubuka bonna abaava e Kampala bwe batuuka eri mu kyalo baasalawo okukola bye baakola ku baana abo ate ne badda e Kampala ne babalekayo. Kati omwana anoonya ekintu ekyo nga takola ki, ekitono ekyo nga takola ki. Kati embeera eno gye tusobodde okubeerawo nabo y'enkolagana eyo gye tulina n'abantu. Ate naawe buli wolaba ng'olina obulamu bw'omuntu bw'okyusizza ng'ate okozesezza ekintu kitono amaanyi gakweyongera. N'ogamba ekitegeeza nkyalina abalala be nsobola okukola ki okuyamba. So ekyo kyokka naffe kituwa amaanyi ne tugamba oke katweyongere ki maaso. Ekyokubiri era kati nga bwe tuzze kati nga bwe tuli wano nti pulogulaamu eno erabibwa abantu bangi. Naawe kennyini ali awo watulaba bw'omala okulaba n'ogamba nti oba kigezeeko bugeza ogambe nti olinayo omuntu gw'osinga gw'oyambye. Onoogenda okulaba naawe kennyini ogenda kulaba nga weeyongera mu maaso olw'okuba nti ogenda kulaba nga akatono ako gekoyita akatono ate kalina obulamu bw'omuntu bwe kakyusizza. Kati ekyo kyokka kikwongera amaanyi n'olaba nga okola ki nga weeyongera okutambula ogenda mu maaso.
So for this far, because when I was checking your website, I saw you have quite a number of initiatives. There was some on literacy and learning. Yes. There were others on that economic empowerment. There were others on agriculture.
Yes.
There were others on the quad ball and sports, of course. I think your major focus is quad ball, which by the way, is not a game I've not had very much interactions with. So I can't wait to listen to that whole stuff and how it's played and why that one particularly.
Yes.
But all of these activities and initiatives that you've been able to accomplish this far, or at least start this far, have you had any sort of like donors or this kind of support from anyone else other than just community donations where possible?
Yes, kati donations zetufuna tuzifuna nnyo bantu nga individual donors kati nga tuli wano tusobola okugamba ne tugamba nti olwaleero tupatinalinze ne Alternative Uganda. Ne tupatinalinga ne Alternative Uganda tugenda mu mwezi gwe-10 oba nga tuyingira Christmas tugenda kugaba engoye. Ne tujja wano Alternative Uganda ne tugamba abantu ne tugita abantu mwenna abali eyo nti buli omu waliwo olugoye lwolaba nga ggwe lukadde ku ggwe wano e Kampala naye ng'ate mu kyalo waliwo alwetaaga era tugamba toluwookya lutereke. Bwe tuba tukoze partnership yaffe ne tugamba nti engoye ezo zireete wano ne tuzikuŋŋaanyiza wano ne tugenda ne Alternative Uganda n'abalabi ba pulogulaamu yaffe n'ababeera basobodde otwegattako ne tugenda ne tuzigabira communities ezo gye tubeera tugambye nti tugende wano ne tubeera nga tukola ki so donations ezo zetugenda tukola ki tufuna mu bantu nti partnership ezo zetukola n'abantu abalina eddoboozi okutusingako nga kati wano we tuli bwe tukwatagana ffenna ne tugamba tukole ekintu bwe kiti tugenda kukola ki nti tugenda kusonda kino nti tukikoze tutya nti buli omu aleete kyalina ne tufuna olunaku nti ku lunaku bwe luti tugenda kugaba ebintu bwe biti era ne twekolamu omulimu ne tuva wano ne tugenda ne tugaba ebintu ebyo ze donations zetufuna naye nga bw'omanyi kituyambye nnyo kubanga tulina yala abantu bangi nnyo be tusobodde okulabera nga obulamu bwabwe bukola ki nga bukyuka olw'enkola eyo gye tujja zikola ki tukola naye tetunaba kufuna ssente nti twafunye ssente ezaabo ng'abantu bafuna ssente
nga organizations ezisinga
organizations endala bwe zivaebwe nti zizze kusponsoringa abantu bwe bati zibawe ssente ezo tetunaba zifuna naye enkolagana yaffe eri nnyo ku muntu ku community.
What's this far again? What challenges have you experienced?
Challenges ezisinga esooka y'omwami James gye yayogeddeko ey'okuba nti buli wootuuka buli muntu alowooza mulimu politics. Ne bw'oba ogenda kugaba ngoye ng'ezo bwe balowooza nti mulina omuntu abali emabega gwe mukoze ki gwe muze yabaleese mukole ki mugabe ebintu ebyo so nga ate mwe mubeera mukikola lwa bulungi bw'abantu. Kati nga tunaga nti tugenze ne muga nti tugenze kuddiza abantu ne mubaddiza naye oli ye bwe musangayo oba mubaka wa parliament ali eyo nga wa kibiina kirala ye ate ayagala abateeke mu ki mu ekyo kyayagala ate nga mu ekyo si kimukola ki ekyo kye challenge esooka. Ey'okubiri yali badde kubeera nti olwaleero nti support osobola ogifuna okuva ebweru naye abasinga baagala nnyo ebitongole nga biri registered nnyo ne government naye registration baagikalubyamu ennaku zino olw'embeera nti weesiŋŋana ng'eyo challenge y'amaanyi kino kiri obukwakulizo bungi nnyo kati obuteekebwawo so nawo tusaba gavumenti etukendeerezeeko ku bintu ng'ebyo tusobole okubeera nga embeera eyanguwa tusobole okulaba nga bannayuganda bangi basobola okuganyulwa mu mpeereza zaffe si ffe ffekka ne bannaffe abatufaananako bwe bati. Challenges endala endooza yali badde ya ssente era nti ssente abantu bangi nnyo abeetaaga obuyambi naye ssente zijja nga nki zibeera nga ntono okusinziira ku busobozi bwaffe era ne twagala gavumenti ne local gavumenti baveeyo babeere ng'era batwegattako kubanga waliwo eyo gy'otasobola kutuuka naye ng'ate ffe nga ffe tusobola okugenda okukola ki tutuukayo
because you live in the community anyway.
Yes, we are already in communities so ezo zi challenge ezisinga obukulu ennyo ezitukoze ki.
All right, so we're going to go in for a very, very short commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. I think you can hear the sort of introduction, what Elsa Africa does and what they stand for. When you'll see most of the things they do, and I like the fact that what the things he did for the challenges they face is mostly to do with the resources, which is not a new thing. Most people do that. But even with the very minimal and inadequate resources, they've still been able to do certain things and made some minimal progress at that level. But still, again, they've been able to achieve, to change a certain life. So these are things that even you from somewhere else, you can either start or support them because you never know if it does expand, if it helps in their communities, and at least there is more issues identified in different locations. It means then they'll have to stretch themselves, but that comes with the support that every single individual can be able to afford, whether that be in resources or in volunteering. I understand that you also do need volunteers and all that kind of stuff. And of course, volunteering is also a resource in its own because then you're not paid. And if you do not have the money, you're offering yourself as the resource. So please be able to listen in. You can check their website, you can check the social media handles. I assume you have some. Yeah. And they'll be able to give you some sort of direction. Now we're going to go in for a short commercial break. When we come back, I want to understand a particular initiative they do, and they are going to be sort of detail it, the one for quad ball. What is quad ball? First of all, when did it come? Are they the pioneers in Uganda? How did they come to a conclusion that it's a sport that they should do? What has been the achievement so far? Who has been the major beneficiaries? And all of that. We'll get some sort of perspective through that whole lens and see how that is helping and how maybe you can also participate. Again, at the end of the day, it's about how you can contribute minimally as much as you can. So let's go for a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Hi Rogers, can I ask you something?
Shoot.
What does corruption mean?
Well, summarily, corruption is abuse of public power for personal gain or for the benefit of a group to which one owes allegiance. For example, when a public office is abused by an official accepting or soliciting a bribe. By the way, private people can be corrupt too, like bribing police officers to escape fines.
Okay. So exactly how does that concern me?
Well, do you pay taxes?
I guess, yeah. What does that have to do with this?
Everything. Because those taxes you pay are supposed to facilitate services you use, like water, electricity, roads construction, medicines in hospitals, name it.
Okay, that is much bigger than I thought. But it can be stopped, right?
Well, yes it can, although it may not be as easy as it sounds. And here is the reason why. Corruption roots are grounded in our country's social, political, economic, bureaucratic traditions and policies.
So, what has kept it going this long? I mean, why don't we stop it?
Well, the main reason why it has been here for so long is because institutions are weak, either as a result of poorly defined ethical standards of public service, weak administrative and financial systems, or ineffective watchdog agencies.
What can we do to stop it?
At a national level, we must focus on strengthening the independence and effectiveness of public institutions that fight corruption. At a personal level, we must commit to never giving a bribe.
I promise I'll never give a bribe.
Well, that's a great decision you have made. Me and you now have to spread this message to all our friends. If we all do our part, corruption will be no more.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk.
Looking for a pair of shoes? Les Hub Stores has a wide range of selection for unisex footwear. We have the best quality of all brands at pocket-friendly prices, and we make deliveries countrywide. Just place your order or reach us on 0772 08 0090. You can also check up at Les Hub Stores on all our social media platforms. Les Hub, craft your own footprints.
Go to the church,
Tawali man, what's up?
Man, can you imagine people just dump everywhere? Someone drinks water and throws the bottle wherever.
Come on, Rogers. What else do you expect people to do with an empty bottle?
Simanya now, did you know that plastics take at least 450 years to decompose?
What? That's a long time.
Exactly. Because plastics are made out of a lightweight and flexible material that doesn't decompose easily. And plastics everywhere in the environment cause plastic pollution.
What is plastic pollution now?
It is the accumulation of plastic waste in the environment, like bottles, polythene bags, straws. All of these contribute to plastic pollution.
I have been using them without knowing their effect.
Yeah, a lot of people have. Plastics are a danger to the ecosystem, both on land and in water.
So how can we overcome this problem? Is there something we can do?
Oh yes, we can reduce by minimizing the use of plastics, reuse by repurposing them, or recycle by collecting and processing them into new products.
Everyone wants to change the world, but no one wants to change themselves for the world.
How about we change our habits for the world?
And it starts with me and you.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Welcome back from that short commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. My name again is Roger Stoyabwe, and I am here with Mr. Ddumba Lawrence and Mulumba James, both directors of Elsa Africa, and they've given us a little bit of perspective and background on what it is they're doing, what Elsa is, what they are doing in community. Most of it is at the community level. I think it's a community-based organization, if I'm not mistaken. And they've done great stuff thus far. And the thing about partnership, especially on learning and those vulnerable communities, is that most people at that level do not really have that much hope, because there's not much access to the resources that might be available in some of the urban areas, like in the middle here, in the city. So back there, it makes so much great difference when you hold the hand of someone and try to make their lives better than what it is. So we've learned a little bit about that. And before I go to the second thing, I want to wish two of our folks here a very happy birthday, Kato Tumusime and Kakuru Tumusime. They're both folks here. You've certainly seen them. If you've not seen them commonly, you'll not know that they're actually twins. If you meet one of them, you might confuse him with the other. So those are folks. Thank you so much for doing whatever you're doing. They're both counsels. Should you have issues with the law, those guys can do the magic for you. So folks, I hope you're having a very great day today, and I hope that the future and the new day, a new year that is beginning today, does shine better. May God do great things in your lives. Now, to move on, we have, when we're going the break, we said we are saving one best thing for the last. We're going to do some bit of quad ball. What is quad ball to begin with? What does quad ball? I'll begin with Mr. Mulumba. What is quad ball? Chief, okay.
Okay.
For the newcomers.
Quad ball is a sport, but quad ball is a name which, first of all, it was called Quidditch.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of something called Quidditch? Quidditch.
Mm-hmm.
But they changed the name to Quadiball. But it was Quidditch all along. It was started in 2005 in Europe there. It was started in 2005. All along it has been, they've been calling it as Quidditch, but last year they changed the name due to wrangles. As you know, those sports bodies have internal things
issues
there.
Yes, that's true.
So they had to change the name from Quidditch to Quadiball. Here, it has been in existence for like 5 to 10 years back. We are not the pioneers. There is a man called John Sentamu. He introduced that game in Uganda. He lives at Masaka there. But the game was stagnant. John is a friend to this one. This one used to go there as a journalist to watch, but he didn't have that morale. But I don't know, abruptly, he got a morale and liked the game. He told me about the game, that there is a new game called Quadiball. You know, if at all we start, we can. And I told him, but how can I know this game? Finally, we agreed. We had to get a book, rule book. It is called a rule book.
For the game?
Yes. A rule book contains everything. How the game is played, the pitch, the players, how you coach them. So I had to learn from a book.
To read, study, in other words.
Read, study, master, and apply. I sat down, I read, and I started to apply it.
So for starters, before we go that far, you did, in your beginning in 2017, did you start with quad ball? Or did
No.
it come a little later?
No. It is 2 years back. We started quad ball here in Wachiso, 2021.
We started 2021.
It was COVID, whereby we thought that every student was at home, redundant, they don't have anything to do. So we thought by starting Quadiball, we can control, we can motivate them, we can counsel them, and we can give them a meaning. So we started by that time at a place called Bunamwaya, at an Anglican church. Me, personally, I'm an Anglican, so I had contact with boys from the church.
You had the connections.
Yes. So it was easy for me to mobilize them, come on the pitch, let us try a new sport. Because with youth, it is easy to try something new.
That's true.
If you want to get youth, you have to invent something new. If you cannot,
everything else is boring.
Yes. It was something new. I had to convince them that this sport is good, is okay, and there are opportunities.
It's a green place.
Yes, it is a green place. So they came along. We started to train.
So you did not get any expert from
No, I
somewhere
didn't.
to teach
I
you them?
didn't. I had to read and apply. Read and apply. Learn from that.
So, okay.
It was like learning from the work.
You did learn.
That is how complicated it was.
So, first, for starters, why quad ball of all the other games? There are sports. People do reach out to you through sports in different ways. People do football, people do netball, people do basketball, people do all of that kind of stuff. Why quad ball? First of all, it wasn't common. Second, you did not know it to begin with. So why that one? Oh, he can help with that one. Yes.
Now, as an organization, we told you that we empower young girls and women.
Yes.
And quadriball, it is a sport which is a gender balanced, whereby you cannot start a game where
it's only one gender.
Yes,
No.
it's only one gender. It has to be
two genders, both.
Is that like part of the rules?
Yes,
that
it is a rule.
It is part of the
Gender maximum rule. That is how it is called.
Yes.
Maximum gender rule. It consists 7 players as a team. If you decide 4 girls, there have to be 3 boys. If 4 boys, 3 girls. That is how it is. It is a must. Okay. You have to assemble 2 genders on the pitch at the same time.
And that is the reason why, as Elsa, we decided to take quadriball as our lead project. Then we started, like Mr. Mulumba said, and we invited those people, those youth, then we turned over training. And remember that period, COVID, abana bali bangi waka batudde, have nothing to do, nga tulina okulaba tubakungaanyiza tutya, because mu quadriball tetukola nti sport yokka. We also engage them into other things. Like I told you, tulina ebintu kati nga growing mushroom, okulunda ebintu ebyenjawulo, then n'okubeera nga abaana abasobola wamala okuzannya ne bagenda ne batunga ku byalaani.
I wanted to ask also in that line. So you use quadball as some sort of organization, some sort of what is that called? Mobilization, yes. Does it work as a mobilization strategy for you to be able to interest them in the other projects, or there are some who can come and decide I'm only playing quad ball and that is it? Or is it that when you join quad ball, you are going to have to do 1, 2 other things? At the end of the day, you're looking at those vulnerable people.
Yeah, remember, like Jim said, you have to find a new thing to interest those people. And remember, those youth have a lot of challenges.
Yes.
But to invite them to come together, it is hard. So you have to find that common thing. It's all about it. Can tumanya nti this is a sport. But remember, everyone has talent besides sport. And remember, sports here in Uganda, talent and your sente. No gamanti katukoze tutianti. We have to interest them into other things. Kati namanya nti wennaluka eyo skill ya mutwe. Bwe ntunga ekyo kya mutwe. Kanamanya nti okay, wadenga ngenzo okuzanya quadriball, but I also have to engage into these things. Mwensobola okujja ki sente. Era ebyalaani byaffe weebiri okulunda abaana balunda bonna buli tojja buzi nti nzize kuzanya. Ate mulimu ne public speaking nti abaana abo tulina okumanya nti buli omu alina obuzibu bwe. Mulimu alina obuzibu okwogera mu bantu. Naye ng'ate mulimu abali akwogera. Kati bwajja n'omanya nti tubayambye tutya mu bintu ebino ebyenjawulo. Bwe buli omu n'afuna obukulembeze bwe era n'obaako ne tufuna abantu ab'enjawulo abajja ne boogerako n'abaana baffe okubeera nga basobola okubayigiriza ebintu ebyenjawulo.
Okay. So quadriball, in other words, is an entry into all of the other things.
Yes, it is an entry. It is either way. We have some who don't engage in other things. They come from a well of families. We have those. But as I said, we come from communities whereby most people are vulnerable. So it is not easy to have a team where all of them are well off. So we decided, not by force, we thought by gathering them and using a sport, it becomes easy, leave all along sport, to sit them down and agree. Because some of the boys we have are not even boys. Some of them at universities, some of them at secondary, and we have a junior team. So in this financial crisis, whereby people have to work as a team to empower themselves, it makes sense. And we always encourage them that if we work as a team, we can lobby money, we can sensitize you on different things, we can have volunteers who can help us in different perspectives. We can look for jobs because one of my boys is good in software engineering. Yes. The captain is pursuing software engineering. He's studying that in his last semester now. So by getting together and using that sport, it becomes easy to know each other more. We even recently started a saving group as players and administrators, so that they can borrow money and pursue their dreams or start different things. So Quadribo is not only a sport, but we use Quadribo to build family. That is where I focus on mainly. How can we use this sport to move from sport to a stable life? Because this sport, first of all, was new, as you said. Why did we choose Quadribo? Me personally, I think it is easy to play because I know you're interested. We use legs, hands, and the head.
That's what I don't understand.
Yes, you can kick, you can throw, and you can use a head. So it is easy. It requires everybody to come. Specifically, it is not like you need to be talented like Messi or like Cristiano Ronaldo. Specifically, you have to master how to pass. No. If you cannot use legs, you can use hands. And you can use both. If you want to use legs, you can use. Though when you decide to use legs, we kick once.
In the whole
like
time?
Pansy. If you want to pass, just one touch like this, you don't kick twice.
So primarily the game is for the hands, mostly.
Yes.
So, but should it come to the leg,
you can also kick.
Okay.
And you use it like passing over. You want to pass to the opponent, you cannot bend, you can kick.
First of all, the interesting thing is two. One is that it's, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, of course I'll be corrected, I may not be exactly right, but I've not seen any other game where you use both the hand and legs.
True.
It's as far as my experience is carrying me, it's the only game now that I have seen that uses both legs. Two, that has both gender. Most of the places they will say that because probably ladies cannot manage the pressure that the men can handle, usually they have, even if it's the same sport, they have a particular team for ladies, they have a particular team for men. Like there's football, there are teams for women, there are teams for men. Even netball, basketball, everywhere, there's like both times, but it's rare that you find them mixed. So this one mixes both. I do not know how that works. I think I need to read more about it. So you want to sort of highlight for someone, one might be interested in the game itself, like I am. How does it work? What are the considerations? Should I do defense? Is there like defense? Is like the midfielder, the striker?
Okay.
Can I be a goalkeeper?
Okay. The reason why even this sport is good, first of all, they wanted to empower women. And they wanted women to believe that you can be on the same pitch and compete with a man. That a man is not superior at all.
It was an equality.
We're on the same level, yes. We're on the same level. So whether it's strong, whether it's what, for you can use your technique as a woman to move on and go forward. As I said, the team consists of 7 players. and I'm going to name them. We have a goalkeeper.
Ah, there's a goalkeeper. That's familiar.
We have beaters. Beaters are 2.
What do they do?
Beaters, their roles are to defend. They defend using a ball. A ball called braja.
I thought in the game we already have a ball.
No. Beaters hold a braj. A braj is used to defend.
Wait. I need to understand
that. Is why I'm going slow.
So there's a braj is what? There's a stick.
No, braj is a ball we use.
Okay. Wait, so the common ball is called what?
Braj.
The one that everyone plays?
No. This sport has different rules from other sports. A braj is only used by beaters, only.
Those in the defense?
Yes, beaters from this side and the other side. A quaffle is used to score.
Quaffle is a different ball?
Yes.
So you cannot take...
A quaffle is a different ball.
So you cannot take the one for the beaters and then score?
Yes. We have balls for beaters, we have balls for the strikers. Let me use that, strikers, which we call chasers here. Chasers only interfere with quaffle, period. You don't interfere with a braj. A braj is used to knock out a chaser.
What is... Knockout is what? Like
knocking out is like hitting you with a braj. When I hit you with a braj, you leave quaffle there, you go back to your hoop, then you come back. When I hit you with a braj...
Hit me? I thought we are playing the
No. I use this ball, braj, to defend. Defend, I hit it on your body. So you leave quaffle there, you go back. So I stop you from scoring.
Wait. So we have chasers. Chasers are the strikers.
Yes, are the strikers.
Now, the chasers
they are the only ones which are allowed to score.
So
they use quaffle.
Their ball is quaffle, okay.
Yes.
Beaters,
they use braj. Brajers are used to defend. And they are not of the same color.
The balls?
As you see, yes, as you see there. Brajers are, they have different colors from quaffle.
But there are many games at the same time, and there are like 10 people running at the same time.
Yes, no, not 10 people. Brajers, their focus is to see that you don't take that quaffle and score in their hoops.
So how many first of all, let's come from we have a goalkeeper.
Okay.
That is established.
Goalkeeper is one.
Yeah, at least that is fair.
From each side.
So we have beaters.
Brajers.
Beaters. How many
beaters are 2.
Okay.
Each side, 2.
So each side is 2. Now that means 2 balls on each side, right?
No. The brajers are 3.
We have 3. First wait, again. Let me understand. Let me first understand. I want us to break down this thing.
Yes. I'm going to break
for someone
it down
would like to be interested in this thing, or would like to support it because it is interesting. And of course, now the opportunity that it is changing lives, so it's a thing. That's why I want us to sort of go a little bit into its detail. So we have beaters who are 2. First of all, we have two teams.
Yes,
right?
2 teams.
And each team is comprised of 7 people.
Yes.
So those are 14. Now, each side has a goalkeeper, 1-1. And then from the goalkeeper, our normal is the defenders, who are the beaters in this case. There are 2 this side, and this side are 2?
Yes.
Okay.
There are 2.
And each one of them has a ball. These 2 have their balls, and the other 2 have their own balls.
No. The balls are 3.
For the beaters?
Yes. Each team is entitled to have 1 braja. Because this 1 braja, you have to contest for it in order to acquire it. It is not for free. By acquiring it, you have to use this side is beater to hit another side is beater to get the other second ball, so that you can have 2 brajas.
Oh, so each one is entitled to 1?
To have 1.
And then they have to fight for the 3rd one?
Yes, for the 3rd one. But in order to retain it, you have to be with a good partner.
On the same team?
Yes, on the same team, so that you can retain 2. By retaining 2, it gives you a momentum. It gives you an upper hand.
Yeah, because then you can
scoring
beat
the other
more
side, because you can use these 2 balls to hit the opponents and the other beater.
So when you hit the opponent, what do I do?
When you hit the opponent, the opponent becomes knocked out. He has to go back and touch on the other hoops from his side.
What is the hoops now?
Hoops are the ones we score in.
Like the goals?
Yes, they're called
so
goals.
They like touch the goal post, in other words. Like
the hoops have to be 3.
3 goals?
Yes.
We have 2 goalkeepers.
No. They have to be 3. Here, it is not only the goalkeeper to defend. Even chasers have to defend.
Chasers, they are the strikers, right?
Yes. They are eligible to defend the other chasers from the other side. That is their role. That is why we said 3.
No,
3 hoops.
I am still lost. So we have, you're saying, we have, first of all, we have 2 goals, right?
3 goals.
But we have 2 teams, so what is the 3rd goal for?
This side 3, this side 3. Those are 6. Each side has 3 goals, which we call hoops.
But we have what? You said we have 1 goalkeeper.
Yes. 1 goalkeeper from this side, 1 goalkeeper from this side.
Do you keep goalkeeping 3 goals?
Yes.
1 keeping 3
Yes.
goals.
You have to communicate with your chasers to help you. Here, it is not only a goalkeeper's role to defend. Even chasers are allowed to defend. Have you understood?
Yeah. I think I've tried to understand.
Even chasers can do what a goalkeeper does.
What I am confused about is how someone is in 3 goals at once, at the same time. And then you have 2 defenders at that. Well, aside from the fact that they have 2 balls, but you have 2 defenders, you have 3 goals and you have 1 goalkeeper. That I'm trying to find. Okay, let's go. So they are supposed to also be midfielders, I'm told.
No.
They are not midfielders.
No.
We only have beaters and chasers.
Yes, beaters and chasers and seekers. Seekers come from outside. The team of 7, 2 have to stay outside.
Like out
one from each side. It's called a seeker.
So what?
You'll get more confused.
I am confused. I am.
A team consists of 7. 1 goalkeeper, 2 beaters, 3 chasers, and 1 seeker.
1 goalkeeper, yes. 2 beaters, those are 3. 3 chasers. Oh, chasers are 3.
3 chasers, 1 seeker.
Those are 7.
No.
Those are 6, then plus a seeker.
Oh, yeah.
Plus
There are
the
6.
seeker.
1, 2, and then 3. 6, and then the seeker.
Yes. The seeker is entitled to chase a snitch.
So who is a snitch?
A snitch is a neutral man. Both teams have to agree on a snitch.
A snitch plays on any side, whoever gives them the ball.
He only comes on the pitch after the minutes are almost done. Then you have to run and grab something he holds. That something holds contains 30 points.
Okay, first of all, I think we need to have some sort of demonstration for it.
Terms. If you have ever watched Harry Potter movie.
Have you ever watched Harry Potter?
I didn't watch all of it, but I watched some bits of it.
The game was originated from there.
Yes.
From Harry Potter?
Yes, from Harry
So
Potter
that movie, it is the sport. Everything which was in the movie, it is the sport we are playing.
The only difference here, we don't fly.
We don't fly. And that's the reason why we have that stick, the broomstick.
Exactly. Again, now what is the use of a broomstick? I was seeing guys are jumping with a ball and they have sticks in their legs, between their legs. What is that supposed to do? And you said that they throw with hands and legs and head. So the stick does what? Beats?
No, it has to be there.
It has to be
for what purpose
and
exactly?
Remember, in that movie, yalinga talina mugogo nga tasobola kubuuka. Meaning, once a beater hits you with that
ball,
with a bludge, it means he or she has dismounted you. You have to go back.
Dismounting means you're not eligible to continue what you're doing.
So you have to start afresh.
Yes. And that's why
you have to first speak.
Because you have to go back to touch on the hoop. Secondly, olina okuba omukkakkamu. Reason, singa obeera nga oli short tempered nga muzanya mulina broomstick mujja kwekuba.
Okusabula omuntu.
Yes. So that's why nti olina okuba nga muli calm, and that's why nti bwe bajja tebazanya buzanyi. You have to talk with them n'obayigiriza different things to do.
I like the game, but I'm very, very confused.
No, it's not confusing.
But anyways, so for this game, you mentioned that when it came to Uganda, there was one gentleman from Masaka who introduced it here, and then it became dormant after some time. Do you train like different teams to compete? Are there other teams that are just not yours that you compete with? Are there competitions? Like how do you develop this game to more than just a thing, an activity for Elsa?
So far, we have organized 2 tournaments, and we have one this year. The other teams, the teams from Munyonyo, there are 2. We had started another team, Jinja there, Bodondo of Teen Mothers, and teams from Masaka of that man, John. So we would want to enlarge this sport. But because this sport has certain restrictions and things, it has become complicated. Because you have to be with the hoops, you have to be with balls, you have to be with officials who know it to the depth. It has become a little bit complicated.
Because there are not many people who know it.
There are not very many people. There are very few people. But if at all we had the resources, at least we would have tried. And it is not easy to convince someone. Moreover, girls, when you sit down with a parent and tell a parent that, you know what, you introduce your girl to Ngagamate the broomstick here. It might hurt my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
What if they knock my daughter? The game is mixed gender, boys and girls. Parents tend to become uncomfortable about it. Like, you know, what if they spoil my daughter from the same team? People have a perception here in Uganda that sports generally
is a thing for men.
Yes, is a thing for men. That is one. 2, it is a thing for undisciplined people.
For people who don't have better things to do.
Yes. Those lousy people are the ones which go for sports, which is not true. And parents tend to fear that if my daughter or my son joins this team, what are they? Who are they? What are they doing? They might spoil my daughter, or such things. But we would want to go to schools, to secondaries, to other so many communities to spread it because it is interesting. Whoever watches it picks an interest in it. Because it is fun. It is very fun.
Someone says, naturally, God must be crazy.
No.
I'm enjoying this show, though I am very lost. I makes 2 of us my friend.
So, with the quadruple, it is very interesting because even becoming an eligible player, there are some things you have to be with. There is an headband.
Headband? Like?
Headband, yes. Headband is used to identify a beater from a chaser from a seeker. Beaters put on black, as you have seen there. Chasers put on white. Seeker, yellow.
Yeah, I've seen some yellow.
So it is easy for you to differentiate that this one is a chaser, this one is a beater.
Yeah, I see white.
Yes, white chasers.
Yeah. Oh.
Black beaters.
The black. Okay, yeah, there are some with black.
Yes.
I can see some.
Black on their head.
So every one of them must have at least a headband.
Yes, everyone has to be with a headband.
Wait. The goals are this like the netball kind of stuff.
Yes.
Oh, at first I thought.
But for them, they are of the oval shape like this.
Yeah. At first I thought it's like, you know how football.
No.
So that's why I was wondering, how does one person keep all the 3 goals?
The goals are of oval shape.
Hey, okay. That makes a bit of sense.
But it is more complicated, and
it is.
They are 3, and they are 2 meters apart. 2 meters, 2
So one
meters,
person
2
has
meters.
to, the goalkeeper guy has to be running across for all
Yes,
the three.
he has to be communicating with the chaser so that they can defend together. He cannot defend alone. They have to work jointly.
So it's a teamwork.
Yes, with Quadrible, you have to learn teamwork. You have to learn patience. You have to learn emotional control.
Intelligence.
You have to be extremely passionate about it.
Otherwise, you lose it.
Otherwise, you lose it. The moment you lose communication,
you lose the game.
You lose the game. With the Quadrible, communication is paramount and a must. And a must. The moment you keep quiet like this, the moment you start to despise each other, you will lose whether you want or not. Each goal they score has 10 points. Can't imagine.
First of all, how long is it supposed to be? Like
30 minutes.
For the whole game? Or
yes, for the whole match is 30 minutes. But the good thing here, when they score, you start immediately. It is not like football that when they score, people jubilate, they go to the center and start again.
You keep
no
going.
time to waste. When they score, start immediately.
Oh. You wanted to say something when you were speaking.
No, I was trying to continue with the question you asked. That in our effort to spread the sport, we have tried to engage different schools. And we created a team there. In secondary schools, in nursery schools, such that we can spread it. And we have been organizing competitions. And this year we have our second tournament in December, whereby the winning team is going to represent us on the European Games. The European Games come next year. So we invite everyone, including you, to come on 2nd December to be part.
Make no mistake, I just look forward to starting this game. But so first of all, okay, I understand there are not as many teams yet in Uganda.
Yes.
But there are also, in that for that same reason, there seems to not be very many trainers or coaches for this particular game. Because it's not as common. It's not a thing that has got the attention, at least, if I must say. How do you sustain this coaching, you yourself? Do you have other trainers? How do you run this thing?
Actually, what we did, we have...
experts.
No, our coach, Mr. Mulumba, it's soccer.
He's a national coach.
Yeah. I will not say that, but what we do, because what we want to is to spread the sport. Firstly, we have our club called Elsa Quadrible Club, and we have Elsa Junior Team, whereby all people, all players in our senior team, right now they are coaches in
the junior teams.
Not junior teams, but in different schools.
Oh.
Because whenever we go, we don't want Mr. Mulumba to be alone in these things. So these players, once we visit a school, we say, our captain, today you are going to do ABCD. The good thing, abera kumpi na ye.
Captain abera muzanyi,
naye nga buli timu ino kuba ne leader waayo. Kati ne tugamba nti nedda olw'okuba twagala okuspreading omuzannyo tetusobola kubanga tulina ejjinja tiimu y'abateen mothers e Kampala ejjeri ate coach yenna yalina. Yes. Kati olw'okuba nti twagala abaana bano nabo babeere nga bali kubanga buli wolaba omukisa gukozesa. Kati olwaleero wano mu Quadrible emikisa weegiri nti tetulina aba technical team, tetulina abaki, kati olwaleero gwe mukisa nti buli muntu wajja obeera okutte position yo. Kati abaana bano abali mu team zaffe zino eya senior, buli mwana bamanya nti bano ababiri bagenda kubeera bakooki mu ssomero lino. Bali bakooki mu ssomero liri, bali bakooki mu ssomero liri. Kati competition ezo we zituuka nga tutuuse ku competition yaffe, tumanya nti James alina tiimu ye, gundi alina tiimu ye, gundi alina tiimu, so zigenda competinga. Nine tumanya nti ate tulina game yaffe ey'abaki ey'abakulu.
Ekitegeeza n'okutandika the constituency of those players were created by you to begin with. There were not many that were existing at the time. Okay, there might be others for the John guy from Masaka that you did mention. But ezisinga mwe musinza okutraininga kugenda spreading the game across.
Yes. Because right now that is our role as Elsa.
So does this work at the level where you began? I think you mentioned that you have a church. You have a pitch, I think, at the church, and from that community, you have a team. Two teams.
2 senior and 1 junior.
Hey, all from that same community. Kati zinaendala, you partner with like schools to sort of establish a club or something like that. How do you now spread it from one place to another?
First of all, we have partnered with them.
With the schools?
Yes, with the schools. We come up with an idea, like we go to schools, we tell them about the sport. If they agree, because it is an expensive sport, this sport is expensive. Acquiring those equipment, it is very hard. Get those equipments, like the braziers, the original braziers and quaffles.
The balls.
To buy them, it is quite expensive. But we tend to tell them to use these other balls so that they can sustain the sport.
The ordinary ones for
Yes, ordinary ones. So when we go to schools, we talk to them, we partner with them, and we start, because you cannot do it alone. Impossible. Even football, which has a lot of money, people have to partner. Now, moreover, football has funds from FIFA. So this FIFA is granted money every year, but still they need partners. So to spread this game, you go and partner with different schools, and we are looking for more. Whoever is interested, because we would not want to limit this sport to ourselves. There is tomorrow, and in order to enlarge and to make this sport bigger, you have to call upon everyone on board to come and partner with you. If they want skills, you tell them. If they want books, you tell them. If they want to explain, you do so. We have to learn not to be selfish. Because tomorrow we shall die.
Okay.
So what will our legacy be? So we have to leave legacy behind.
Speaking of that, now you have, is there like an international body for quadball?
Yes, IHUA. It is called IHUA, International Quadball Association.
So it's the one that organizes that European thing that you said that is next year.
And last month we had the World Cup.
Had a World Cup in Richmond, Virginia, America.
So in the far that you have come and the trainings you have had and the competition and all of that, have you had an interface with all these people who are the international, those associations, to make sure that you are part, that you participate in those other international games and players and qualifications?
Yes. And we are in touch with them. No, by the time we started, it was COVID. So there are no movements. But we are in touch on Zoom, on everything. And everything, even in name change, we were involved. We involved. So everything, we are in touch.
The name change from
Quidditch to Quadball.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Pulichimu, we are in touch.
Okay.
But as you know, things are not easy. When you're dealing with a sport, like a new sport, whites tend to underestimate blacks. That is one of the challenges we still have with this sport. They think blacks cannot perform to their standards. And always, when blacks want to do something whites do, there is a conflict of interest. We would have aimed for so many opportunities like going to World Cup. But due to unscrupulous behaviors, racism from that body, we couldn't go. They are selfish. They have not given us funds. Even sensitizing people over teaching professionals, like how I told you that this game is wider than leave all along coaches, we have referees, we have supervisors, we have, but here in Uganda we don't have.
So first of all, now about that one, if I may just ask, we have, give or take, may not be responsible, but we have a Ministry of Education and Sports. Have you reached out to them to be able to sort of like register as an official sport and see how much they can support to be able to move it forward? Then it gives you a foundation to participate in most of those international games so that you're not on your own, you're not underlooked in that sense.
Okay, we have tried so. But the problem with the National Council of Sports is the same. Those people, they are very selfish. Those people in National Council of Sports are too complicated. When you go there, they frustrate you from the day one. They give you rules which are not even applicable. The process you go through to register, it is a tug of war. Because they have certain associations they would want
to be the ones to lead.
Yes. When you bring something new, they think like the cake will not be enough. They have their particular people they would want to share a cake. When they see that you're on board, they start to say, the money is not enough, the money is not enough. Moreover, the money comes from us, with the people.
You're not even asking for the money.
Yes. We're not even asking for the money. We are just asking for relevance and to be known.
For recognition,
yes, but they complicate everything. They tell you do this, go back, get a lawyer. When you reach this section, they say it is wrong, go back to step one. So it becomes very hard for you to register sport here in Uganda. And not only Kwadibo, so many people are complaining.
And they have that rule whereby they say your sport has to be split 75% of the district in Uganda.
For it to be recognized.
Yes.
But the recognition, of course, now has to come with the help that they can
but
provide.
Remember, this is a new sport whereby we are the only one here with this sport, just a few districts. But they tell you they want that sport in 75 districts.
% of the districts in Uganda.
Which is impossible.
Yes,
because you have to be moving, you have to be going to different places, you have to, whereby it becomes very expensive.
That's true. So I have some comments here. There's a nature narrator says, young people with brilliant ideas just wish our government support such initiatives than thieves in stealing and misappropriating the resources. There's another person who says, I see players in this game with stick. How safe is it exactly? No, that's exactly what you said some parents have. Is it safe to play without necessarily harming others?
Yes, it is.
What I have not understood the use of the stick. Like, what does it do? You don't beat the ball with it.
You don't.
You don't beat another person. What does it do?
Let me tell you.
Aside from just mimicking the broomstick that was in Harry Potter, exactly what is the use relevance of that stick?
One of the things I know, it limits someone from overrunning. I will tell you that from a technical perception. Me, I'm a coach, I can know. If you have that stick, it is very hard for you to run and feel comfortable like you don't have. It is very hard. So it limits you from even over moving, over running. And even this hand always has to be here. You see? If it is like there, it is very hard for you to run.
One with the ball is the one who puts the stick in their leg.
No, everyone has to be with a stick in the leg.
Some of them don't have.
Impossible.
Everyone has.
Yes.
And like even whether you have the ball or not, you have to.
Yes, it has to be here.
Except
and the moment it falls down, except the seeker outside, a seeker doesn't hold it.
The seeker, the one from each team.
Yes, they don't have it.
Okay. So there's Kibado Denel, I think. I hope I've not mispronounced your name. Please forgive me. Which government are you talking about? Oh, he's quoting the other one. There's a word called will. This government has no will for Uganda, my dear, so never expects anything out of it. That is politics. Mwesije Joram Chenjuje says, the game. The game is very serious. Most of the people are lost for that matter. How you have city goals, or you have a snitch who comes at the end of the game, literally, then you have seekers.
And you chase that snitch.
So, for sure, what is the purpose of a stick in the middle of your legs? I think he has understood, he sort of explained that. I think it's for focus, to make sure that people focus on the game and not just to run around, and also to give space to everyone. This one also says, very interesting game, but seems dangerous given the fact that there are sticks. Players running, ball chasers. This is too risky. I think they've explained what I use the stick is for. So
and those sticks are not harmful.
And if they are only staying in the legs for the whole duration, then I hope that is not. This one is saying, you are lost at enjoying the same. This one said, I'm enjoying the games, but I'm very lost. Have you people been helped by National Council of Sports in the country? In other words, has the government been of help in the pursuit of promoting the game in the country? I think that also you try to enter.
No, they have not helped us at all. No, totally. They have just frustrated us.
So let me ask him also. For you have issues, the National Council has not been forthcoming with this whole game and establishing it here. But he also wants to participate on the other side. Is it not a requirement that if you must participate, the government should have recognized you or the National Council of Sports or that?
Yeah, sometimes, but once you acquire like a visa, you find a way how you can access the visa, it is fine. Because even we were invited, like I told you last month, we were supposed to participate in the World Cup, only that we had no funds.
You didn't have resources?
Yes, we had no resources. And that's the reason why we didn't participate. But we hope next year, the team which is going to win in this coming tournament will represent Uganda next year in the European Games.
So have you had anyone who's expressed support for in case that those teams?
No one. So we are trying to use our resources as Elsa Africa. Yes.
Okay.
Because we love the sport and we want to help these young people follow sport.
Yes, true. Yes. So just one of my last questions. How you did mention that you have your own clubs, not the I think game clubs. Do you have like association or something? And how does one become a part of it? Or how does one join one of your clubs? How does one participate? Should they want to learn? For example, if someone lives in a community that's not where you are situated, how can they be a part of you?
We are trying to create an association, but as I said, that we have few people who are interested in the game. So far, we have not managed to reach out to so many people. But what I can say, anyone who is interested is welcome. Anyone with an idea, anyone who wants to start a team, anyone who wants to get advice, anyone who wants to know more about this sport, we are willing, for free, we are willing to share our experience, our knowledge, our commitment with you. We don't limit anyone. Because there are more teams, the more opportunities, the more money. Because with numbers, it is easy for you to reach out to companies, to associations, to donors, and say that we are 100 teams, we would want this. It becomes easy for someone to get convinced that you're doing something. People rarely believe in someone who is alone.
That's true.
They think you are prioritizing your selfish ambitions. Sometimes it is not true, sometimes it is. So we are encouraging and pleading anyone willing or anyone who wants to join to come on board. We are around anytime you want.
Okay.
You just contact us, we shall be there.
Okay. And just one last one. How do you manage to run these sports? Because it seems like an intense thing, especially given the fact that there's not very many people who are doing it. You're the ones who are literally pioneering it. How do you run these sports and tournaments and all of that, and the other community initiatives that you run, the economics, the school programs and all of that? How do you run it?
Actually, we create time for everything. We know that during school time, every Saturday and Sunday, from 3 to 6, we are training quad ball. These other days, we are doing these other work.
Community reach out initiatives.
Yes. So we plan for everything. And we know that on this day, from this time up to this time, we are going to do ABCD. From this day, and even our players know. And everyone understands that from this time up to this time, I'm going to do this thing.
Okay.
And to add on that.
And as we conclude, you can go with your concluding remarks and call out should you have any.
Okay, and to add on that, as an organization, there is separation of roles and opportunities. Specifically when it comes to games, sports, and agriculture, I mostly have a little knowledge about that. So I mainly focus on that.
And the games.
Yes, when it comes to other women, girls, there is another director, Daisy. So she's there. When it comes to social media, IT, other programs, it is him. So that is how we have managed to do all these things together. Lastly,
you can make a call, it's okay.
Lastly, I would welcome everybody who is willing to fund, to volunteer, to sponsor, to advise, and help us in any way. Thank you.
All right. So, Mkulu Ddumba, I confuse your names. This one is Ddumba Lawrence. As you invite, please highlight on if someone wants to be a volunteer, how can they be? If one wants to support, sponsor, or do any of that stuff, how can they be? How can they help, in other words?
You firstly go to our social media page. There is that contact.
Social media, that you mean website?
On our website, all social media platforms, we are there as Elsa Africa. Okay. On website, it is www.elsaafrica.org. Facebook, Elsa Africa. LinkedIn, Elsa Africa. Everywhere, we are there. So go on our social media pages, call, or you can fill that form, eriko website, tujja tukolaki oba okube ku simu eyeriko. Bw'oba oyagala kukolaki, kubayako obubaka bwonna bw'osobola okukolaki, okujja oba information yonna gy'oyagala tukuyambemu oba gwe gy'oyagala okutuyambamu. Era tubeebaza mwenna. Tubasaba mujje ku tournament yaffe mutuwagire.
Tournament egenda kubeera?
Tournament egenda kubeera Bunnamwaya era olunaku lw'enkya tugenda gironkinga officially. Tugenda kugironkinga tournament yaffe mwenna tubayita mujje.
Okay. You guys are based in Wakiso or Kampala?
Bunnamwaya is in Wakiso.
No, I mean Elsa's generally.
It is our offices in Namasuba.
Namasuba here.
Yes.
That is
but like we told that we have also our offices in Jinja, Budondo. We have our offices there. Even in Jinja, we have our partner there. Then in Kampala, we have also offices in Kampala.
Okay.
So, Wobera Jinja, go to Jinja office. Wobera Budondo, go to Budondo office.
If you're in the central area, yes, you come to Kampala.
Okay. That's why what the website here for you.
Then number you also made it
0702 28 1582.
All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for that insight. First of all, I want to become a beater. I think I will do better at that one.
Sure.
I want to become a beater. I have decided I want to learn. Thank you so much for, first of all, the initiatives that you're doing in community. I think it's some serious work that you may not see from the outside. When all of that work overwhelms, and especially if you do not have the support, you don't have so much resources, but you're counting on just the little that you have. So we do, on behalf of the people and the beneficiaries, we do appreciate what you guys are doing, and I hope that other people do come on board, and especially the one on the spot, because I feel like it's a thing that can have a breakthrough, that can give a life to most of those people, especially if they are the vulnerable ones and they are vulnerable families, can give them a livelihood. So I hope that someone out there, whatever support you can afford, whether that be in resources, now see they have another national global tournament that they're going to be doing next year. and they do not have the resources yet, you can, in any way you support, whether you have the network or you have the resources, or you are part of the National Council and you just dilly-dallying here and there, could you please officialize what they are doing and give them a platform to be able to also reach out to the other people. One, for the country as one, but also for the people who are coming from those vulnerable communities who would earn livelihood from this sport and all of that. So thank you so much for coming here today. And we hope to be in touch in future should any developments happen, and we would like to be a part of that. So I hope that you do reach out time and again to whatever, in any way that we can also be of support. So thank you so much. My name is Roger Suyabwe. I want to thank the people who have helped here, Ali on the camera and the gentleman, Chisame, and then Patience stood in the control room, and Arnold Anthony Mukose, and Lilian for the updates that she gave in the beginning. Thank you so much. Have yourselves a very good morning.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.